Hello everyone, hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to continue on with the first of the split quest lines in Dawntrail. Last time we started off the first split quest line, and this one involves the trading people, like this pink robe person here. Although usually they're wearing red robes. I'm not sure why she's wearing, I think it's a girl. I'm not sure why she's wearing the pink robes, but then again, she also is trying to become a merchant, and she hasn't actually reached her full-fledged merchant status. Speaking of merchant status, the trial that we need to overcome here is that we need to buy the saddle, I think it was, in order to catch an alpaca. Now, we saw that the first son, first promise, is just going to go and brute force it and not do any of this merchant stuff, so that's kind of annoying, but we actually have to work with the locals and make our way up the, I don't know, what would this be? They gotta make enough money to buy the saddle ourselves. Now, one thing that Wuk Lamat is actually really good at is talking with people and working with them. So she's actually been helpful in this case, and we haven't had to do like everything for her, thankfully. It'd be kind of a terrible character if we had to do everything for her in order to become the leader, then she wouldn't really be a leader. Anyway, we're gonna continue on with that, and hopefully finish it up this time. Also, I actually got some glam for my samurai this time. I think I said I was going to do it last time, but then I didn't actually do it. But I actually have something new this time. These aren't the shoes that I really wanted, but they they look okay. And let's not dilly-dally anymore. Let's go ahead and get started. And let's talk to Mablu first, and then we'll talk to Wuk Lamat. I've never been one to take it slow. Once I have a goal in mind, it's full speed ahead. That's who I am. Alright, Wuk Lamat. That sounds a bit like you, right? A premium deal. Wuk Lamat has her eye on a jug of premium mezcal. That's right, we only had like half the amount that we really needed, or we thought that we needed, but we're just gonna go and see if we can get it. Wuk Lamat has her eye on a jug of premium mezcal. That's right, I read this already. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Erenville's points. That's right, because Erenville was convinced that she would somehow lose everything, which, I mean, I wouldn't put it past her. Ready then? Our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery. You might have seen at the very beginning of the stream, I had to make my way back over here because the 8th raid is all the way over in the main town, and the ground mount speed is so slow. I did not remember it being this slow. Anyway, now we could teleport back there, but I believe there is an aether current. Okay, it says northeast, which is all the way up here. It's probably up here, so I'm gonna just go ahead and teleport back, because I suspect, judging by the fact that this isn't discovered yet, we're probably gonna go over there at some point, so I'm just gonna go ahead and teleport back. Alright, looks like they're right here. Oh, yep, this is the distillery. Do we know him? I'll check in a second. Oof, the smell of mezcal is overpowering. The fumes alone are making me dizzy. Oh, that's not good. Well, come on, you better not drink any of it. They sell mezcal directly from the distillery here. If you're a spirit drinker, I encourage you to give it... Okay, that's just some guy. Okay, I thought it was somebody that we knew for whatever reason. Alright, Mablu, what have you got? We'll want to speak with a man by the name of Gobli. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his product, so if we're to convince him to trade for twice what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. This means asking around and taking in the gossip. Okay, that's interesting. If we can give him some information, then he might be more willing to part with his booze. If you could talk to the people here in the distillery, Brillian, perhaps Wuk Lamat could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn. Alright, let's talk to everyone. I guess we gotta talk to Beeble anyway. Or Bebil. Me? I'm a chef from Tuliolol. I often come here to buy Gobli's mezcal, the finest in Tyrol, according to my customers. He always brings out a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. I take small sips, not wanting to be impolite, you understand, but still end up so addled as to agree to whatever price he quotes me. Okay, so we gotta make sure not to try to accept his drinks. It would be nice to have less, potent refreshments during such conversations, else I might have to seriously reconsider our arrangement. Yeah, understandable. Alright, Suvli. Goblin might be a deft hand at distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it, he's been invited to the palace for business negotiations. If he presents himself to the court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed out of the sun perch. Makes sense to call it sun perch, because it's up in the sky. Alright, Rock Blue, what have you got? There's not much I can say about Gobli, but I can tell you what Gobli's been saying. The other day, he was muttering about monsters prowling around Agavijas. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to procure said ingredients, and thus driven up the price of his product. A boon, some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the works as it does. You can't rightly bring joy to people if you can't keep making this thing they love. Well, that's true. So we're probably gonna mention something about the fields. Like how maybe we can, like, help clear them out? I'm not sure. We'll see. Alright, Mad Blue, have you found anything? So, what did you find out? Well, something in the fields have been messing stuff up. Oh, we can make use of all those tidbits. The deal is as good as sealed. Yeah, the first one we learned about, he always offers the drinks. Second one was, I forget already. And the third thing was that the fields are having trouble. As for me, I found out where Gobli is working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go on ahead, and I'll bring Wuk Lamat. Yeah, somebody better go get her. Just in case. Also, I'm using the the white fluff thing. Because I didn't like the motorcycle that much. Let's see, there's supposed to be a millstone up here? Yep, sure looks like it. Don't know how they're milling and stuff, though. Oh. Of course it's an alpaca. Hello, Gobli. And I was thinking it was going to be a windmill like I would normally see. Or rather, I've seen in, like, RuneScape. You have business with me, madam. Why don't we talk down below so as not to distract the alpaca from his work? This is playing the "you're gonna have to make some decisions" music. Now, what's this about? Keep it brief if you would. I'm a busy man. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal, assuming you have any on hand, that is. Ah, an excellent choice. I must warn you though, it doesn't come cheap. We don't have Pell, but we can offer you a sack of mate leaves in exchange. It's top-grade stuff, like the mezcal. No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them. We're probably gonna turn this around for the clothing stuff. No deal? Just like that? Well, come on, at least try. Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat a while over a cup of mezcal? Yes, this is what the first guy said he would do. Now the real bargaining begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first? Let's see, the chef's distaste for strong drink? No. How about Gobli's invitation to the palace? Let's go with the palace first. Let's hold on to that one. We need to consider our timing. Okay, what do we start with? Well, I guess we'll just start with the first one, because I don't know where to start with this. I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your regular customers, a Hubigo chef, is the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for instance, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Ah, you're right. Absolutely right. I had noticed growing reluctance on the part of my Hubigo friend, but did not realize I myself was to blame. I must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with the added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Should we offer to call the monsters causing him trouble? No, not yet. We'll keep that card up our sleeve until we need it. As I expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, a subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Ooh, that's interesting. Wait, could it be your rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes. I must admit, I'm still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It would be a great honor and opportunity, if I can secure the deal. Well, I should think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared. And first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your very best when you walk into Oruncanca. It would be such a shame to miss this chance of a lifetime simply for want of proper garments. That it would. Are you saying you have garments to offer? Something ideal for court? Do we? We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing, an introduction to a weaver. His name is Bolnock, and his works are highly regarded in Tuliolol. Oh right, yeah, that was one of the guys that we worked with in the last part. As a supporter of Wuk Lamat and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of an outfit to fit this golden occasion. This is certainly a tempting proposal, and one of which I should like to take full advantage, but the scales still aren't quite balancing. And now we break out the culling the fields. Say, weren't there monsters running amok in I don't know how they're intending me to say this. Agave Jaws? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly, I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigned to hiring sellswords to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and an introduction to a trusted weaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. Alright, you have a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment. Brilliant and I will take care of those prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use the time to pen an introductory letter to Bolnock. The fields you are looking for are just to the north of Wakulpelu. Be safe. Alright, let's do our specialty and go kill things. Let's talk to these two first. Please be careful out there. That young woman is one formidable trader. I mean, she's still standing next to you, so like... Why'd you say that to her? Anyway, is there an Aether Current? Yeah, to the north. We'll try and get that while we're out here. I assume we're gonna be close enough for us to see. Alright, Wuk Lamat, you didn't get swindled into a trade? That should be a Gave Jaws, just over there. This'll go faster if we split up. Come and find me once you've finished clearing out your share of the pests. Alright, sounds good. Yeah, northeast. So, yeah, it's gonna be like right at the top around here. So, okay, here's one over the purple smoke destination, so let's go ahead and take care of this guy. Alright, I gotta remember how to play this again. There's one down. Let's head over to this destination. And inhale some more lovely purple smoke. There we go. We got one more to go. I would expect the Aether Current to be up on like the top of the rock there. We'll go ahead and check it once we inhale some more purple smoke. Hello, sir. And this should almost finish him off. Oh right, I have 2 stacks of that, I forgot. Alright, that takes care of those 3. It looks like Wuk Lamat's up here. Oh, there's the Aether Current, that's where I thought it would be. Looks like she's taking care of her. Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is to give Mablu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. Yep, sounds good. Except I don't think it's going to be quite that easy. But let me head up here and get that Aether Current before we head on back. Don't want to have to come back here and get it again. Alright, next Aether Current is west. Okay, yeah, so it's gonna be, there's probably gonna be one up here, which is the one that we saw when we were over by this, the Maid Garden. And so, I assume we're gonna head up there at some point. But for now, let's go ahead and teleport back to the main town and seal this deal. Alright everyone, we took care of those monsters. Does Wobbly have anything new? Finished already? Even hardened mercenaries would have taken longer. Well, I guess that just means we're a good deal. Go on, give Mablu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. With pleasure. Those monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now, if I could just have the sack of leaves. Alright, here you go, Mablu. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. Your monster problem has been resolved, Master Gobley. Here are the mate leaves and a written introduction to Bull Nook as agreed. Then a deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal aged 3 years. Please accept it with my compliments. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. You were the one that inspired me to come this far, Third Promise. But let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. Mablu, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand. For now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Alright, that was a premium deal. Excellent trade. Success! You traded a 5,000 pel sack of top-grade mate leaves for a 10,000 pel jug of premium mezcal. Alright, let's see what these two have to say. Master Gobley's praise makes me confident I can be a peddler after all. Well, a bit more confident than before at least. I'm satisfied with our trade, and I trust you are too. Should you have the need for more mezcal, you know where to come to. Yes, I do. Alright, Wuk Lamat, let's go ahead and do this. I think this is the last quest for this part. I didn't expect it to go quite that quickly, but let's see, is this the last one? No, we got this one and one more afterwards. Wuk Lamat in the saddle. Wuk Lamat is ready to return to Havli, the annoying warmonger. Even at the palace, I don't think I've held 10,000 pel jug of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Here, you'd better hold on to this until we get to the saddle master. Can you imagine if we dropped it and had to start all over? Mablu, shut up. I don't want to think about that. Luckily, Haville's place is not far. We just need to head across the plaza. It sounds like we're gonna get jumped. I'm satisfied. Yeah. Alright, let's head across the plaza. Hopefully we don't trip and fall. Let's like the Mablu first and then Havli. The third promise looks ready to trade the mezcal now. Yeah, I'm sure she is. My price is final. Bring me a jug of premium mezcal, or go bargain with another saddle master. This is it. The trade we've been working towards. Yep, here's the booze. Now don't drop it. Phew. Still in one piece. Right. Time to make our deal. See, I feel like this might be voiced. Oh no, it's probably gonna be the last one that's voiced. Get your tools ready, saddler. We've brought you your precious mezcal. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug? But you had nothing, a few measly clumps of wool. What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation. Although I'd sooner aid no claimant but Zoral Jaw, I cannot go against a guiding principle of the Pelu Pelu. Yeah, jerk, now give us the saddle. The trade is a fair one. I will craft your saddle, third promise. Great! Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requisite materials, so this won't take long. Your commission is ready. Catching wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I've other work that needs finishing. Ah, I can taste that smooth mezcal already. We did it! The saddle is ours! Well, come on, you don't need to celebrate quite that much. We still gotta actually catch the thing. And to think, we started out with only 100 pel basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you are going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. It makes me so glad to hear you say that, third promise. We got what we came for, so let's return to the ranch. The others will be waiting. Feat accomplished. We got to the starting line. Success. You traded a 10,000 pel jug of premium mezcal for a taming saddle. Got anything else to say, Havli? So that was the third promise. She's not spoiled, untested daughter I was expecting. Well, she's definitely untested, but she's not really spoiled. Anyway, let's head on over to the ranch. Because we still need to actually, you know, catch the alpaca. Well, let's talk to everyone here. And talk to Alphanode. Let's tell them the good news. It looks like everyone's been pitching in with the alpacas. You have been away for some time. I assume trading was productive. Yes, it was. I made the mistake of startling one and caught a glob of spittle for my trouble. I'm beginning to understand Wuk Lamat's aversion to these animals. Tobley and Aaronville have been teaching us how to care for alpacas. One gentle girl ate the feet straight from my hand. How nice. I believe Kryl has always had a thing with animals, because I think her, like, Echo lets her communicate with animals or something. Anyway, let's talk to Alphanode. You acquired the saddle, then? Yes, and thanks in no small part to Umablu. Before you go and rush off and catch an alpaca, though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring out one of our wild-born friends so you can practice. Uh-oh. Wuk Lamat's not going to enjoy this. Yeah, she's supposed to actually do the thing. I know. This is something I need to learn. Intimidate. Great sunken gods! I did it! He hardly seemed bothered, much less inclined to spit, as if he was completely accepting of Wuk Lamat's touch. That is because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. Alpacas find it very soothing. Interesting. You know, I've never taken a good long look at one of you before, but you're actually kind of cute, and then it's gonna spit. You're only now noticing that. Oh, here comes Miss Big Brother. Zeralja, he's back. Are you kidding me? Having done exactly what he set out to do, and he gets a golden alpaca. Bro, that alpaca he's brought, is it me or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such beasts. They say the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence deep in the valley, where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. I'm wondering how he could have possibly gotten this. How did he manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it would yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Wuk Lamat. Yeah, I really don't like these guys. Strength alone won't win him our father's throne. I'll be the one to find the Golden City, and then Tural will remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. No, lots of death will be forged in the fires of war. Have you ever been to Garlemald, sir? To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and hopelessness firsthand. That sounds like a terrible outlook. exhaustion from prolonged conflict, the wages of war's merciless nature. These are what moved the clans that joined in the founding of Tuliolol all those years ago. I mean, yeah, but that's because they don't want it to happen again. Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth, they basked in the unbroken harmony. And behold, they regard war as not a tragedy, but opportunity. I think that's just a failure of, like, their education and, like, this is not a good idea. Thus does the resilient son seek to provide education. No, not like that. That's not what I meant. He offers much-needed lessons in the realities of conquest and renewed appreciation for peacetime. You know, by getting everyone killed. 'Tis true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace. But I've seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through the violence you propose. Like I said, have you been to Garlemald, sir? The rebellions it spawned, and the ruins it left behind. The Garlean Empire was a congregation of simpletons. How are you any better? The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts. Only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Gulul Jaja did not elevate the Mumul Ja, why he treated all clans with equal respect. However, the first promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. He would unite not only Tuliolol, but the star in its entirety. Again, I still don't see how you're different than the Garleans with what you're saying. You say you want to rule over everything. Or, I mean, he's saying that he wants to unite everyone, with big air quotes around it, but I still don't see how you're any different than what the Garleans were saying. Except that they were doing master race stuff. And that's the only thing that's different that I'm seeing here. What? Why? I need not explain myself to you. Oh, well done indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone? I'm hating this guy more and more. He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even Koana. It's like we're not even family. Yeah, you're just realizing that he does not consider you he does not consider you a sibling. You're just a weak failure to him. Alright, I guess let's go and talk to everyone again. So much of our star has begun to embrace reconciliation and rebuild, and this would-be warlord would thrust us all back into turmoil. We cannot allow this to happen. Zerald Ja is willing to go to war for his trusted version of peace, but should he achieve this peace, then what? Yeah, that's another question. Like, this guy seems like he lives for war. What is he gonna do during peacetime? Start more wars? What kind of idiot thinks the world can be united with war? Like, how is this, again, how is this any different than what the Garleans were saying? Even most Garleans have since realized that their conquests were a mistake. A golden alpaca in the flesh. Like the Golden City, I thought them a children's tale. I could never agree with Zoral Jaw. I want Tuliolol to be a land of peace, now and always. I'll ponder Zoral Jaw and his mysteries later. Right now, I need to think about finishing the Feet of Gold. I have my saddle. I've practiced how to use it, so lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The Valley of Oruncanca is northwest of here. That's probably where that Aether Current is that we'll pick up while we're there. Come on, everyone. Even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see Wuk Lamat off on her hunt. Alright, is that where it is? Yep, that's where it is. Let's head on over there and see if we can find that Aether Current. I don't usually like zones with a lot of verticality, but with the way that they've laid out the roads here, it's not actually that difficult to get up or down at all. Because I know, I'm trying to think of a specific example of a level or area where it's like really annoying to traverse. Well, I guess you can think of, what's the place called? It's in Corthus? No, it's in Dravania. In the, like, the Churning Mists is one example, and actually the Sea of Clouds is even worse. But that has its own problems because it's a big scattered thing of islands. Anyway, let's check the Aether Compass. Yeah, 108 to the west, so it should be, like, right over here. Yeah, it should be in, like, this corner or something. I'm gonna go ahead and try and grab it before we get started. Oh, it's up there, okay. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and get started or talk to them, because I think there's a good chance we're gonna go up on that platform. We saw it, it's up at the top there. Bablu's right. The least we can do is let Wuk Lamat know we're cheering for her. Zoral Jaw may have caught his alpaca first. That doesn't mean Wuk Lamat is out of the running. She can do this. Oruncanca, I said it right, okay, is a steep and treacherous place, so only those with the head ledger's blessing are permitted to go there. I've never set foot beyond this point. The valley is said to be home to fiends far more ferocious than spitting alpacas. Well, that doesn't sound good for Wuk Lamat. How deep do you think the valley is? I glanced over the edge on the way here, but the mist was too thick to even speculate. Nope, sounds like fun. You ready, Wuk Lamat? I can do this. I know I can. Yeah, cheer on Wuk Lamat. I think I have cheer on here. Yes, I do.
Thanks. I'll need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too. Right. I'm off.
Oh, okay, she's heading down there.
So, shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
No, let's just wait here. I gotta get that Aether Current.
I'm staying here.
As will I. Wuk Lamat is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
What's a gleaner?
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Shaktural? Why did you cross the salt?
I think did he explain that, or is this going to be a campfire story time?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlian. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek.
Are we going to meet his mentor at some point?
My younger self took those words to heart. And off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
Did he mention the gender of his mentor?
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking. And I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the right of succession, I mean to see it through.
Okay, that's why he's sticking around.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden
The
City,
lighting from the campfire wouldn't be happening like this
which is
in
all
the
the more
old
reason
system.
for us to work together.
The new lighting looks so much better.
Just so.
So they pop the tent and then don't sleep in it.
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
And we can wait a little longer, don't worry about it. She's a protected character.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Don't tell me she's got a stampede chasing her. Oh, she's actually riding it.
They did it.
Well, time for Wuk Lamat to tell us what happened.
You're utterly spent. And small wonder.
Well done, Third Promise.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
All right, let's go and talk to everyone. Looks like Wuk Lamat recovered, and she got her alpaca. Wuk Lamat had no serious injuries to speak of. However, she'd clearly been pushed to the very limits of her endurance. Alpacas can do that. I spoke too much. If Wuk Lamat is up to it, we should be heading back to Tobli. Alphanode was quick to lend a hand with dismantling the tent. Is this to be his new obsession now that he's mastered? Are they always going to bring this up again? Okay, Alize. What's your specialty going to be? Simping for the Warrior of Light? We were out here for quite some time, but I'm glad Wuk Lamat was able to catch her alpaca, and Aaronville choosing to share his story with us was welcome surprise. Thanks to Alpha Node and his healing hands, I can already stand again, maybe even walk. You have an alpaca, so why don't you just ride it? I'm so relieved the third promise came back to us safely. And the alpaca she tamed is a healthy-looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feat of gold. Sounds good to me, and a bunch of dye I could just buy, so I'll just get the gill. Nope, finally got a level. I hadn't gotten a single level so far. Let's see, does anyone have something new? That's the same thing. I smoked too much. Collecting firewood. And Aaronville shearing, and yes, okay. Let's talk to Mablu and start the last quest. Knowing the Pelu Pelu, Malu is minded to rush ahead to the village. Wuk Lamat still seems a bit unsteady on her feet, hardly surprising after she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know what we will melt away fatigue like magic, though? Mate tea, oh right. I'll run to the ranch and get a pot brewing. That way you can take your time, and a tea will be ready when you arrive. Sounds good. As Mablu so wisely suggested, we should set a slower pace for our exhausted third promise. And by set a slower pace, I mean the usual teleport away and leave me alone. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the Aether Current over here and then teleport back to the town. And that should take care of, I think, all the Aether Currents up in this northern section. So it looks like this is kind of like Thavnair and Labyrinthos, where it's a really big zone that has two sections to it, or multiple sections to it. And we'll end up coming back here again to do the southern section. So I think we took care of the entire northern area, yeah. And then the southern section is this whole part over here. Now, where is that Aether Current? I thought it was up here. Can I just hop up the rocks and pull like a Skyrim horse? Or do I have to go all the way around? Let's see, it's up there, and it looks like I probably need to just go around. Can't just Skyrim horse my way up here. Oh, yes, I can, right? Oh, that's so close, come on. Okay, looks like I gotta go all the way around to get it. This is like coffee? This is coffee here? I didn't know we were in Colombia. Alright, there's the Aether Current. Wonder if Aether Current quests will appear after this quest, or if they won't appear until the second half. Alright, that should be the last Aether Current for this part. 370 to the south is probably like right here. By this red check. We'll just leave that off for now. Teleport over to the town and wrap up this quest. Or, actually, I guess there's a little bit more than that. And there's Mablu. Looks like we somehow beat everyone. Let's talk to Tobli first, actually. You might think catching an alpaca is a trivial thing, but we shall see. As I said, there's a reason I chose it for my feat. Wait a minute, I just realized. The whole point was to tame the alpaca. Once the first promise leaves, will that golden alpaca still be tamed? Or is he just gonna go wild and run away? Because the one that Wuk Lamat tamed will actually stay tamed. Came back ahead of the others, did you? I should hurry along with the tea, then. Wuk Lamat can't be that far behind. Oh, that tea really is magical. I feel better already. see you've become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas. What grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to. They're adorable little quirks. Like spitting. I guess I've grown kind of fond of them. Just waiting for one to spit in her face again. Welcome back, Third Promise. Accomplished the feat of gold, have you? Oh, there's the golden alpaca. Yes. There's no mistaking a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done. Yes, we did it! Yeah, and she did it properly, instead of just brute forcing it. Although, I couldn't find a shiny one like Zoral Jaw did. I'd be surprised if you had. Golden alpacas are born once every few decades. They're elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured, thanks to your innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person is known to caught one before, that being Golol Jaja himself. Oh, okay. Papa was chasing alpacas too? So my grandfather's stories say. It was before the founding of Tuliolol, in a time when the mountain giants, the Yokkoi, held our people in thrall. Compelled by our overlords, our forebears would ride our alpaca mounts to the highlands to deliver gifts of food and other tributes. Those were wretched days, to hear my grandfather tell it. Then along came the young Golol Jaja, yet unburdened by the mantle of Dawn Servant. Our people were amazed by his imposing two-headed figure, equal to the Yokkoi in stature, and puzzled by his entourage of mismatched companions. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Golol Jaja showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, sipping from the cups of mate tea we offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. None could have anticipated what their visitor decided to do next. Golol Jaja ascended the cliff's face to the giants and freed the Pelu from the Yokkoi's subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye upon our riders and proposed we take to the road to peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for one who traveled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. So it was that a few words from Golol Jaja transformed us into a clan of initiarent, whatever, merchants. I've never heard the bond Papa forged with the Pelu spoken of in that way before. The saga is not so detailed. Then you may not know that Golol Jaja sought a sure-footed guide for his trek up into the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So both my brother and my father caught the rarest of creatures, while an ordinary one was the best I could manage. The feat required no more than that, Third Promise, and you brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Bablu's right. You're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades and brought joy to many people in the true Pelu fashion. I sorely doubt your sibling could have achieved the same result. True, he would have just walked up and intimidated the guy and threatened him. Maybe not threatened him, but at least intimidated him. You should be proud of your accomplishments, which earned you your keystone. So this is what they look like. Go on, set it in the tablet. A perfect fit. That leaves 6 more. You're well on your way, Third Promise. We'd have been lost without you, Moblu. Thanks to you, I learned so much more about the Pelu people and your customs. It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was because I didn't understand the alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. Very good point. I'm thankful to you as well, Wuk Lamat. You've given me the courage to say what I wasn't sure I could ever say. Tobli, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment of caring for the alpacas. But this is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. As your parent, allow me to say one thing. I've always tried to give my wards lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide. Yet never once have I wanted that to be the only happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Moblu. It gladdens me to hear you've found a calling you wish to pursue with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler, I'm sure of it. And she was so worried he would be mad or, like, upset. But I was like, no. No, he's happy. Thank you, Tobli. What did I tell you, Moblu? There's one last thing I can help you with, Third Promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? That's the end goal. Then I suggest you talk to the Yokoi. Ah, interesting. Okay. They once ruled over far more than just Oruncanca and the Pelu Pelu. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Dawntrail and all its peoples. During that era, the Pelu Pelu were commanded to search for the City of Gold. Interesting, okay. They scoured every corner of the continent, but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yokoi have to tell us? They may not have found it, but the fact that they thought to look for it at all makes me curious. Perhaps there's value in delving into how the legend originated. Yeah, I'm sure they have some information that might be able to help us. We lose nothing from asking the questions. Besides, if we're determined to follow the path of the saga... Oh wait, isn't that one of the things? We'll be visiting the giants eventually. Yep, we're gonna... Of course, there's a giant mountain, so we're gonna have to go to the top of it. Oh, Kryl, I have a question I'd been meaning to ask. And since we finished with the feet, where did you acquire that earring? Oh, okay, this is gonna be interesting. My earring? Do you recognize it? Yes, pieces just like it first became fashionable in Yuk Troll around 20 years ago. Since then, it's become common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. Interesting. 20 years ago, right about the time my grandfather made his journey. Yet the Dawn servant implied the earring was connected to the City of Gold in some way. Surely there is more to its significance than simple fashion. If you want to know how it first came to be crafted, I could try to find out. Seeing as it's a regular seller for any merchants, I'm curious to learn about it myself. I would appreciate that very much, thank you. Jumping feet first into peddler business, eh, Mablu? Right then, let's head back to Tuliolol and get ready to search for the next elector. Farewell for now, and thanks for all your help. I will become Dawn Servant, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion. She has a fearsome opponent in the brother of hers. He even brought a golden alpaca to heal. But you've heard Zoraljaw's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in his expansionist ambitions. But they find the man himself intimidating, terrifying even. Is that really someone that you want as your ruler? Whereas I've grown to love Wuk Lamat. Everyone she meets will come to love her too, and that's why she'll win the throne. You might be right, Mablu. You might be right. Unfortunately, that's not how it usually works out. Alright, he's gonna take us back to Tuliolol. Nope, we got a little bit more to go. Talk to everyone. I never dared hope we would find a lead for this earring mystery so quickly. Four-legged troubles aside, Wuk Lamat completed the feat and earned a keystone. That's all that matters. I expected as much from the moment I saw him, but winning the contest against Zoraljah will not be easy. That's for sure. The Yokhoi once ruled the entirety of Yuk Troll. I'm curious to see what has become of them. It feels good to have the Feet of Gold safely under our belts, even if my victory pales behind Zoraljah and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, and gods know you've all been so supportive, but I want to be strong, or wise, like my brothers, to be a promise that people respect. Which is not likely if I stand here carrying on and on about things. Let's move on. Back to XT. No. Try and pronounce it, John. Try and pronounce it. Zabalyav Tyr with us. The contest has hardly begun. Yep, let's head on back. And I should just... okay, they're the Aether Current quests, but... I'm not going to do those today. Because I'm already a bit tired. But let's go ahead and teleport to Tuliolol and wrap this one up. And I guess we can come back when we come back to Oruncanca, or however you say it. I can go ahead and do those, but I'll figure that out later. Let's just go ahead and wrap this one up. Some more people to talk to. A golden alpaca. Alone, I may have tried to track the beast myself. The pillow reminded me of Lalafell. See? That's what I was saying last time. Never letting their size slow them down or hold them back. They move at their own pace, making their textiles and mezcal, and raise alpacas to bear them to market. Neither Kawana or Bakul Jaja appeared to be in Wakunpelu. I imagine they're around somewhere, making progress even as we are. Or the other brother is probably at the other place, and we'll run into him in the next part. I've heard there are hot springs in Alpaca. Mayhap time permitting. Alphanode, I like the way you think. And just like that, we found an elector and won our first keystone. I knew I was right to trust your instincts. Come on, let's keep things moving, and march towards Kozama Uka. Chances are good we'll find an elector there as well. Before we do anything, however, we should see what your patient Hanu friend has to say. Yep,